Do you have $62 million? Because Opendoor is going to need it. Let's talk about it. Okay, so you may have heard the news. I posted on social media that Opendoor got hit by the FTC. They had to pay $62 million for deceiving sellers. So what happened? Well, so Opendoor, for those who don't know, is they're considered to be an iBuyer, right? An internet buyer. They go in and say, look, we'll buy your house cash, make it super easy, we'll give you fair market value, and we'll handle it. Then from there, Opendoor will put it on the market. They might make some improvements. They're effectively a flipping business, but on a massive scale. And I mean like all across the country. So, if you're a seller, you're like, okay, I don't have anyone going through my house. I'm getting a price and I just move on. Cash buyer. Don't have to do showings, don't have to do open houses, don't have to talk to agents or whoever. Like, it's just done. So it made sense, right? Zillow was doing the same thing with their iBuyer program. They ultimately shut down because they lost money. So Opendoor, did they actually mislead people? Well, the FTC is claiming that they said that they would buy these people's houses at fair market value, and the FTC determined that was a lie, just like how Maury would say. Super important to note, because they were making a claim that wasn't true, and sellers could have potentially netted more money had they gone to the open market. Now, there's two sides to this. The first side is they're all consenting adults. If a seller is willing to sell and a buyer is willing to buy and they have a meeting of the minds, they move on. Now, that's not the issue. That's never been the issue. The issue is the Opendoor made a claim that we're going to pay a very, very fair market price, which proved to be inaccurate. How do you prove that? Well, it's kind of hard, right? Because you can't put the same home on the market and then compare it to what Opendoor is going to give you. That defeats the whole purpose for Opendoor. But you could look and say, okay, they bought a house for $500,000. I see that they sold it for $600,000, and they didn't make any improvements. So that tells the FTC, well, look, you should have paid them $600 because clearly that was fair market value. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. It'll also be interesting to see if Opendoor actually recovers from this, because this is just another iBuyer that's not doing well. This whole discount brokerage, iBuyers, all these disruptors are getting hit hard in this market right now. So, we said this in the very beginning. I remember 2 years ago when Zillow was announcing their iBuyer program and saying, we're going to have our own brokerage, we're going to do all this stuff. I had done a short video and said, look, if you're in the real estate game, you just got to keep going, keep hustling, because who knows what this is going to end up. And look where it ended up. They all went away, or they're slowly going away. And if those who actually power through it are still moving, the train's still going. So it's really interesting from a real estate agent perspective. From a consumer perspective, it's also becoming interesting, because if word gets out, yes, it's already publicly announced, but not the average person's not reading the FTC website. So if they are getting these notifications from Opendoor, it'll be interesting to see how Opendoor changes their marketing to be like, this is consensual between a buyer and a seller, and whatever the price is, the price is. They're going to stop making those claims that we're going to give you the same amount of money. And that's where it becomes really tricky. Love to get your thoughts. Comment below. Do you think iBuyers are here to stay? Do you think they're going to go? Who's next, right? Is it wholesalers, which we'll talk about in another video? It'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. You guys have a great weekend.